Yo, welcome back to the house in Fata Morgana. Last time we got kidnapped by Yukimasa, who tortured us for a bit. But then Pauline and Mell came to save us, and Yukimasa is now accepted to help save Morgana. And now he's telling us his side of the story, which is not making me very sympathetic to him so far, but we'll see. I recovered quickly with a proper bed and a roof over my head. Out on the road, I had been certain I stood no chance, but I was back on my feet after only 3 days at the church. My body was more resilient than even I knew, and now that I was back in health, I had no intention of sticking around. Thank you for everything. I would be dead if it weren't for you. No thanks necessary. I'm just glad to see you're feeling better. There's no need to be in such a rush to leave, you know? Stay a bit longer and make sure everything's alright. I'm not going to stay any longer than necessary. If you're sure. Take this as payment for the food and lodging. I can't accept that, no. We don't charge for charity. Charity is not free. You paid for it. Let me pay you back. I can't. Please take the money. If you insist, I can accept it as a tithe. A tithe? Think of it like a donation to the church. Like you said, the work we do isn't free. Alright, then a tithe it is. Thank you. May God bless you for your generosity. So long. Hey, if you're ever in the area, maybe you could stop by sometime. I never did get a chance to have that talk with you, and I was really looking forward to it too. I'll just cause you more trouble. What? No you wouldn't. What makes you think that? Are you afraid you'll scare people off because you look different? I really don't think you need to be worried about that. It's not just my appearance. You mean it? That you won't be any trouble having me around? I absolutely mean it. Okay. I'll consider it. Wonderful. I can't wait to see you again. Yeah. Believe me, I knew I had no place involving myself with her. A killer making himself comfortable in the house of God? I don't even believe in their deity, and I still knew that was nothing if not extremely disrespectful. The money I had donated for the church wasn't even clean. It was stolen. I didn't feel the slightest bit guilty about it, though. I was more than conscious of what I was doing, but none of that mattered to me. She had smiled when she took it. That was enough. Seeing the nun's smile put my heart at ease, much like the sound of the slave girl's voice had several years before. It restrained me, suppressed my urges. That smiling face was my new tether. I had always believed that I was at my happiest while torturing people, but my thirst for murder was ingrained in my soul. But as exhilarating as taking others' lives was, there was a part of me that yearned for peace. I had gotten a taste of that with her, and I wanted more. Even knowing I had no place in that world, that peace was something I would never attain. Still, I longed for it. They started with brief visits every few months. In time, though, their frequency began to increase. Soon it was once a month, then twice, then once a week. The length of my visit gradually grew as well. Every time I showed up, the nun greeted me with a smile, quenching my thirst without the need for blood. The more we met, the more I endeavored to be a normal man around her, or to play the part of one. I thought that if I acted like there was nothing wrong with me, then I wouldn't be out of place at her side. I wanted to feel like I belonged in that peaceful world where she lived. Ah, it's a giant man! Mary, the giant man's here! Giant? Hello there. I was beginning to think you weren't coming this week. I was having trouble deciding on what to bring you. You're always welcome here, you know? You don't have to bribe yourself in, but I appreciate it, thank you. I wouldn't feel right if I didn't bring something. I brought a variety of fruits for you today, so you can share them with the children. They'll be delighted. Thank you so much. It's nothing, really. So have you decided on a name for yourself yet? Not yet, no. What about Bestia? Nothing at all? It makes talking to you a little awkward, not having anything to call you. In that case, the giant man... Stop! How do I stop auto? Okay. In that case, the giant man is as good as anything. Haha, did he get under your skin? A little. I'm not that big, am I? We're all giants to little kids. I do wish to be a little less blunt about it sometimes, though. Indeed. I suppose it's better than them being afraid of me. The children here have strong nerves. They're ordinary kids. You're just not a scary person. They only assume I'm harmless because I'm with you. What? You make it sound like you actually are dangerous or something. Because I am. Okay, calm down, Dexter. Don't get worked up about it. The only thing different about us is our race. Everything else is exactly the same. I'm not so sure. You must have had some pretty awful experiences because of your appearance then, to make you so concerned about it. I wish I could say I understood your pain. It's not necessary. But if I could, then maybe I'd feel a little closer to you. If only I could be even half the same race as you. If only in my next life I could be half Japanese. You have nothing to gain from being more like me. That's... I don't like that line. That's... That's a bit... It's a bit forced, right? You don't think so? I think there's a lot that would be nice about it. I would probably have really pretty black hair at least. What color is your hair right now? If I'm ever reborn, I'd like to be more like you. Okay, I get it. Stop. Why are you so obsessed with being like me? I just am? Oh. Yeah. That was about the time I started noticing the feelings she had for me. At first I thought it was simply being egotistical. There is no way a woman like her would be interested in a man like me, but I couldn't think of any other explanation for the way she looked at me. Back then I believed I loved her too. And that if we could be together, as man and woman, that I would finally be able to attain the peace I so sought. That I could wash my hands of the killer within me, defeat the urges once and for all. That I could step out of the darkness I had lived in for so long. That I would be able to see the light. That I would be able to experience love like any other ordinary man. So in the name of that hope, I took action. That foolish, naive hope. What are we doing out here so late at night? Sorry for asking me to meet me on such short notice. I hope it wasn't too much trouble sneaking out. It certainly wasn't easy. So you had something to tell me? What I'm about to tell you, every last word is sincere. And then once you've heard me out, I want you to turn me down. What? Over these past few months, I've come to at least somewhat understand the responsibilities and restriction placed on you as a nun. But even ignoring the obligations you have, I know good and well I'm not a suitable match for you. Which is why, as I said, I would like you to turn me down. I still want to hear it. I love you. I fell for you the moment I first saw you. I know I don't deserve to be anywhere near you, but every time we met, my desire to be with you grew stronger and stronger until it was out of my control. Turn me down, Marie, please, and I will stop trying to get close to you. I'm not Marie. You're not... What? My real name is Pauline. Pauline? Marie is my baptismal name? It's not the name I was given at birth. I love you too. I fell for you the moment I first laid eyes on you. I know it's forbidden, but I want to be with you too. Any free time I have, I want to spend it with you. I'm glad to hear you say that. Thank you for being honest with me. No, thank you for not turning me down. Well, talk about an anxious day. When you asked me to meet you here tonight, I wonder if that might be what it was about. It felt like my heart was going to explode all day. Heart explode? Guys get nervous about telling girls how they feel too, don't they? Yeah, we do. Until now, I had no idea falling in love was so hard on the nerves. Just thinking about you makes my mind turn into mush. It's hard to work like that, you know? Is it really that stressful? Is it like that for you too? Yeah. Thinking about you makes it impossible to concentrate. Tell me something, Pauline. What is it? How exactly is it hard on your nerves? What? How exactly? It's like, I'm in the clouds and I want to scream and I want to jump into the lake all at the same time. That doesn't help me much. Could you be a little more specific? Really? Are you trying to embarrass me? It's like my whole body gets really hot. You mean you get aroused? Aroused? No, to put it bluntly, yes. I see. You're a real jerk, you know. You shouldn't go around trying to humiliate ladies. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Oh, you. Well, that was insightful. So I'm not in love with her, or romantically attracted to her, or even physically attracted to her. All I want from her is her smile. Being around her doesn't arouse me. In fact, it does exactly the opposite. My fire burns brightest when I'm not with her. It all makes sense now. I just want someone to keep me Google? Is it placated or placated? I think it's placated, right? Placated. I'm disturbed true and true. A murderer and a beast. Haha. See, that's why I didn't want to say anything. I knew you would laugh at me. I'm sorry. I truly am. I did ultimately get what I wanted out of the arrangement. She became my tether, became an invaluable part of my life, even if I had no real love for her. When I was with her, I was at peace. That said, her presence didn't completely rid me of my urges. I was still occasionally struck with bouts of insatiable thirst, overwhelming desire to mutilate anyone who came into my line of sight. And sometimes Pauline became the object of that desire. It goes without saying that I never did draw my sword on her, but I had no way of knowing when I might lose control. And if I ever did kill her, then there would be nothing left to keep me from regressing completely into a beast. Pauline and I arranged regular nighttime meetings, though never once did I tell her how I truly felt, and I had no intention to either. When I was with her, I was in the role of her lover. She never questioned my love for her, and expressing hers for me caused her to smile even more than normal. The happier she was, the more beneficial it was to me. Spending time with her in this capacity, I was able to gain a deeper understanding of what kind of person Pauline was. She was a deeply generous and compassionate woman. While I now understand her near-compulsive deeds as charity were a result of the stress and uncertainty she felt about herself, at the time I believed she was doing it because she genuinely wanted to. I believed she wanted to save absolutely everyone, to be the saintess she had come to be known as. She gave assistance to anyone who sought it from her, without question, and as a result the church's coffers quickly dried up. Her God did not supply her with an endless store of bread and wine either. In the end, any endeavor, no matter what the intentions, requires money. In time, her generosity turned excessive and self-destructive. She would even skip meals so that others could eat. In retrospect, that was probably my fault too. As I pushed her towards wanting to be a regular girl, she pushed back against that desire by being even more charitable. Soon, her actions started making the other nuns' life difficult, giving her a less than favorable reputation within the church. Still, she would tell me when we met up how she wished she could help even more people. If doing so would give her peace, and if I could be a part of that peace, then I wanted to grant her wish. What could a killer like me do to help? Petty thievery wouldn't make me nearly enough money to keep a church and orphanage running, so I kidnapped a girl and cut off her arm. And a rage large enough in scale to do so would inevitably be traced back to the source, which would ruin the church forever. How was a murderer to acquire such a large sum of money? I was ready to jump at any opportunity that presented itself, when I received a summons from the Lord. Why does he look so fucking smug? I take it you're the Oriental man who's been buzzing around a local church of late? When I first saw the Lord, I was surprised at just how young he looked. There couldn't have been more than a couple of years difference between us. I had envisioned him as an elderly, or at the very least a middle-aged man. That would be me, yes, what of it? Who do you think you're talking to, you impudent rat? Sure, so show some damn respect. Apologies, I'm not very familiar with the local customs or language. Very well then. You're fortunate I'm such an understanding man. Now, for the reason I called you here. You're the one who killed that cart full of slaves 4 years ago, aren't you? So you know about that. How? I wasn't actually sure it was you, but now I have confirmation. Since then, one slave of Far Eastern origin has remained unaccounted for. I take it that would be you. That's right. You made one hell of a mess out there. Am I here to be punished? It depends on how our talk goes. If you think I'm going back to being a slave, you're fooling yourself. I don't need any more damn slaves, and I certainly don't want you as one. You're obviously not finding any respectable work being an ex-slave, so I take it you're still in the business of getting hands dirty, are you not? I assume you're playing cat burglar or something, living off whatever you can swipe from the nearest unlucky bastard. Correct. Isn't it comical then that you would choose God's sacred house to stretch your legs in, you filthy dog? Okay, so Jacopo was threatening Yukimasa. Yukimasa was threatening Mell. Who was threatening Jacopo? I absolutely agree. I thought that would get a reaction out of you, but it seems you've got no bite in you today. Never mind, let's get down to business. You're going to help me out with a little something I'm working on. Help you with what exactly? Something that's going to make me a lot of money. And if you lend a hand, I'll make sure you're well taken care of, along with the church you're so fond of, and then the nun you've taken a liking to. And nun of yours has made quite a name for herself. Out in the city proper, people have started calling her the Saintess. They're right about that, she is. The commoners love their heroes and saints. They eat that rubbish right up. But saint or not, you can't simply create food from nothing. Her work is causing financial trouble for the church, is it not? It is, yes. If you help me with this, I'm offering you an entirely new church. One where she has complete control to do as she wishes. She'll make it into the biggest church in the city. She'll be able to help even more people, which should surely please her. What would you have me do? Jumping at the first whiff of scraps, you really are a dog, aren't you? I don't like conversations that overstay their welcome. Fair enough. Then let's get to business. Not far from here lives a witch whose blood has the power to cause miracles. Miracle blood sounds like a sham to me. You never know. They say the sound of her first cry brought rain to the land where she was born, saving the whole village from drought. And they say her blood has the power to cure any disease. I'll worry about the veracity of the rumors later. Right now, all I want is for you to capture her and bring her to me. You already had her earlier, right? Because you were like doing the party where she was like tied up and people were drinking her blood. Explain something to me, Lord. You said that if I helped you, the nun would be able to save more people than she does now. So how does capturing this witch accomplish that? I'm glad you know how to listen, dog. We'll be turning the blood into a miracle elixir, which you will then distribute to patrons of the church, in exchange for tithes, of course. Selling it, then. Selling isn't quite the right word, but if that's how you want to think of it, by all means. The commoner's beloved saint is handing out an all-powerful miracle medicine that will lap it up. And in turn, you'll make a fortune. Exactly, money I can use to support her church. That will be a boon to the city's economy as well. A single witch's freedom is all it will cost for everyone here to come out happy. So what it will be, will you help or will I have to? I'll help. I have no reason not to. Decisive and a good listener, excellent. Once I've captured the witch, where do I take her? I have a mansion set aside where your nun can run her church. There's an observation tower in the grounds. The witch will be kept locked up there to ensure we have a constant supply of blood. Okay. When do you want me to get her? You're just chomping at the bit now, aren't you? I thought you'd hesitate at least a little, but I guess it was foolish of me to presume to understand how a killer's mind works. All the resources I put into investigating you and everyone close to you were wasted, it would seem. Do you even have a conscience? Don't act like you're any different. I assure you, I have a conscience. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't necessary for the growth of the city. No, I mean you're as much a murderer as me. You would never come up with a scheme like this if your hands were clean. Watch your mouth, dog. Don't you dare insinuate I would ever condescend to your level. I agreed to the Lord's terms. A couple days later, I made my way out to the location the Lord had given me, a small cottage by a lake where the witch was said to live. I had been instructed to take her alive, and not that I wasn't allowed to harm her. So my plan was to force my way in and immobilize her as soon as she opened the door. The Lord was right. I didn't have anything resembling a conscience. I was too far gone to be bothered by the prospect of disabling a witch. Not even the fact that I had found a degree of solace in my relationship with Pauline would change that. However, who's there? When I heard the witch's voice through the door, I froze. It was the girl from 4 years earlier. I didn't even have to see her, I knew right away. I wouldn't mistake that voice, that stream of pure, clear water cutting through the grime, for anything. I would never forget the first thing that I'd ever managed to suppress my desires, my first tether. When the Lord told me about the witch, I never once expected it to be her. Who is it? Are you the witch with the miracle blood? My hand rested on the hilt of my sword. I had at first meant to break down the door if you wouldn't open it for me. Please leave. However, when I heard that voice, my hand fell limp. Please stay away from my home. I'm in need of your blood. Could you not spare a little? I have nothing to spare for a man like you. My blood is only for the sick and needy. Please, go away. Stay away from me. I'm begging you. Get away from this place. You're a murderer. I want nothing to do with you. So please, just go away. As you say. As she had commanded, I took my leave out of her cottage in somewhat of a haze. It should have come as no surprise, but in the 4 years since our last encounter, she had no kind words left to spare me. Yet even in her derision, I still felt myself being calmed by the sound of her voice. I debated with myself. Should I do as the Lord requested and capture her? Or should I let her go free, as I had done 4 years earlier? You already know what I decided to do, though, don't you? That's right, I wanted the first option. After all, I had no need for 2 tethers. That's a good line. While breaking down her door was still an option, the witch was wary of me. If she were to somehow manage to escape, there was no saying how the Lord might react. So I stood watch, waiting for her to step outside. The problem was, she never opened her door. It wasn't just me, it seemed she was wary of everyone. There was one exception, though. The boy. She left the cottage for him. They went on walks together around the lake. It's been a while since we last went on one of our walks, huh? I haven't been sleeping much, taking care of Nelly. Is her condition worsening again? Yeah. Rest assured, I will give her my blessing as many times as she needs. Thanks. I really appreciate it. The weather's kind of not that great today, huh? Looks like we might get rain. It's probably not smart to stay outside much longer. Yesterday. I should get going. See you. Watching the two of them, it occurred to me that I could make good use of the boy. You have 2 options. Either you say no and protect the witch. Get away! Or you help me capture her. Get away from her right now! And if you choose the witch, I'd kill the girl. Get away! Make a decision. Get away from her. You have until the count of 10. If you don't choose her, If you don't choose, I kill the girl. Ugh. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay, I'll do it. I'll help you. So get your sword out of her face. Don't kill her. I thought you'd hold out until the last second. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's get going. Get moving. Okay. I really don't get what's the point of doing this exact same scene word for word that we just saw like 2 hours ago. Like this is the exact same scene. You pitiful little boy. Yeah, cut off her arm for no reason. Yeah, get back. No, stay away from me. No. Help. Don't kill me. Take it. What? That's your share. Should you last long enough? Should last you long enough. Why? Why did you take my arm? That's a great question. Why did he take your arm? No one asked him to do that. He just he just did that on his own. What do you mean by share? Why? My arm. My arm. My arm. No, put me down, please. Help! Someone please help! The witch with the miracle blood had regressed into an ordinary girl, and she cried in pain like a small child. I wasn't going to get very far with her willing, so I gagged her, tied her up, and threw her into a burlap sack. Okay, second criticism. There is too much noise in the story. Okay, there's so many lines in the story that is just a character saying like it's happening a lot here, but it's happening throughout the entire story. There's too much of this. Like it's actually too much. Nothing personal. I just need your blood. I'm gonna stop voice acting this because it's annoying. Without it, she'll lose her church. She needs the money. Dude, I needed some way of getting enough money to keep her church running. So the Lord made me an offer. If I brought him the witch with the miracle blood, he would find us a whole new church for her. So don't take it personally. I tossed the sack into the cart I had waiting outside and made my way to the mansion as per the Lord's instructions. The two of us then locked the witch in the observation tower. When I told the Lord I had used the boy as bait to get her to open the door, he gave an exasperated sigh and said, "Involving a third party was not part of the plan. Is there anything at all in that head of yours, dog? I can kill him if that's a problem. Don't be hasty. Describe him for me. Did he seem like he came from a wealthy family? He's young, still in his teens. He lives with his little sister. He looked reasonably well off, probably of noble blood. You picked one hell of a target to use as your bait. Should I kill him? There are people in this world you can make disappear quietly. People no one will notice have gone missing. You're one of them. The boy, he most likely isn't." Was the boy at all interested in the witch's blood? He seemed to be. Well, that makes things a little easier. We'll just have to make him into an accomplice then. That's everything up to about 6 months ago. You know what happened next, I presume? I threatened Mell, forced him to join us. He needed the blood for his sister, but even without that excuse, he didn't have the courage to run. Me, on the other hand, I involved myself of my own will. I had no reason to try to get back out. In fact, being put in charge of one of the 3 keys gave me an excuse to meet up with her more often. The arrangement was quite beneficial for me. Hey, I heard the news. You were selected to be part of the Lord's personal guard? I've got it made. Congratulations. You exaggerate. It's nothing. Oh, no need to be humble. He wouldn't have picked you if he didn't really trust you. Everyone around here knows just how hard it is to earn the Lord's trust. If you say so. It hasn't been easy for him, I hear. He only assigns those he really trusts who are so close to him. I hope you're right. He trusts you, I'm sure of it. I certainly can't tell the real reason I suddenly became his guard. And I've got some more exciting news too. The Lord sent a messenger for me earlier. Apparently he's building a new church and he wants me to serve as a nun there. Can you believe it? You shouldn't be surprised. You are the city's saintess after all. It's little wonder you would be his first choice. I really don't think I'm that important. Do you not want the position? No, I'm delighted to have such an incredible opportunity. This will allow me to help so many more people than before. It's wonderful news. It's good to hear. Tell me, I'm not wrong in thinking helping people is the one thing you want more than anything else, am I? Right, that's what I want more than anything in the world. I see. Hey, smile for me, would you? Weird thing to ask. Huh? I've been smiling this whole time, haven't I? Not just now. Forever. Of course, when I'm with you, nothing could possibly take the smile off my face. I'm glad to hear it. I never knew someone could lose so much weight while still eating every day. We might have to increase your portions. If there's anything in particular you want, just tell me. I hear children's voices. From outside, I hear children's voices. The kids hear the Saintus. It has gotten quite noisy out there of late, yes. Oh, the Saintus. Your voice has gotten raspy too. Was that my doing? Did I take your voice? That's unfortunate. To me, your voice held far more value than your blood. And I took that away from you. Yes, you tree took everything from me. So we did. Enough chatter, dog. The Lord's scheme was a success. The witch's blood brought with it an influx of donations with which the Lord invested in various businesses in the city. I have no idea if the blood actually had miraculous powers, but there were certainly people claiming to have been healed by it. It wasn't long before people who weren't sick started making use of the supposed cure-all medication, saying it had preventative properties as well. As word of the elixir spread, the Lord's profit grew in kind. One fact was undeniable. The witch's blood stimulated the city's dramatic growth. Yeah, that story did not make me feel any less, did not make me any more sympathetic towards you, unfortunately. And that's everything. Appalling, is it not? Morgana. If you hate me for what I did to her, you can take this sword and kill me with it. And you can have my key. I won't put up a fight. You have the right to exact punishment on me. Killing you would accomplish nothing. It is neither my place to forgive nor punish you. As much as it would make me feel better, doing so would serve no meaningful purpose. I would like you to give me a little time though. You need time to cool down enough that I can talk to you with a clear head. Of course. So you are still willing to speak with me? I give you my word. I told you I would help figure out what path you should take. You're an honorable man. I'll not force your hand if you don't want to do this. You can tell me to leave and I'll walk right out the door. Rather than anger or hatred, I'm simply deeply pained. Maybe things would have turned out better if I were as sympathetic as man as you. People are supposed to be able to feel happy or sad for each other. I can't though, which must make me a beast. When you first met Morgana, you felt a desire to rescue her from the slave traders, did you not? You thought of someone other than yourself. I never saw the desire true though. My thirst far overpowered anything I may have wanted to do for her. And the next time we met, I sold her to the Lord. As I said before, there is no room for interpretation in the things I have done. Whatever I might have wanted to do at one point, it's all meaningless now. Regardless, anything I do for someone else is ultimately for my own benefit, because it's what I need. No matter how selfish your motivation may ultimately be, please let me believe some part of you does genuinely want to help her. Alright, I know I sound like a hypocrite for saying this, but sitting back and waiting for her to die is not what I want. When I cut off her arm, I didn't feel any of the thrill or euphoria that I usually do when I take my sword to someone. I can't say whether that means I had a conscience, if but for a moment, or I just wasn't myself at the time. If you can save her though, please do. I can't do anything. If I try, I'll only make things worse. I cannot do everything on my own either. Give me your word that you will atone to Morgana for your actions. While I doubt making reparations will clear me of my crimes, if that is what you want me to do, that is what I will do. Can I ask you something? What is it? Tell me more about my next life. I want to know what kind of man I am. I want to know every mistake I make, all the details. Is that allowed? I warn you, it's a tale far more barbaric than anything you can imagine. Do you still want to hear it? I do, and I have little doubts that I will believe it. If you're worried I might react the way I did earlier, I'll lay down my sword. You can tie me up too if you want. That won't be necessary. I'm going to trust you. I'll tell you the whole hopelessly tragic truth. Everything I saw with no embellishments. Please do. This is going to take a while though to tell the whole story, but... And so, I told him to tell a witness beyond the second door. that he lost his memory in the shipwreck, that he was treated like a beast by the people in the land where he washed up, that he massacred countless people, that he took the life of his lover, who had come in search of him, never wavering in her belief that he was still alive. I told him about the white-haired girl. I told him about the things he made Giselle do. I didn't hide anything. As I spoke, he would occasionally grimace, or his eyes would go wide for a moment, but not once did he interrupt me. He sat there in silence until I finished. Wait, what the fuck? It's night now. We wasted the entire third day. We need to go talk to the Lord. You weren't kidding. That was far worse than I had imagined. It is a truth, though. You become the target of Morgana's loathing, and you are led back to this mansion. That is what lies in your future. As difficult as it may be to comprehend, that person is you. The man who does all those things hundreds of years from now is you. I really am a beast. A horrendously precarious creature. As I interpreted it, when you lost your memory, you also lost everything you used to suppress your nature. You lost the foundation you had built, and as a result, you were no longer able to maintain that balance. Okay, don't forget that even before he lost his memories, he was still like torturing and killing innocent people on the ship, right? With the whole smuggling thing. He wasn't completely innocent before he lost his memories. Far from it. Does that mean that what I am now is, comparatively speaking, human? No, I'm no different now. I have no more control over myself when I'm killing people than the man you described. You've seen me do reprehensible things, and in spite of that, you were never condescending or insulting, never acted disgusted or afraid of me. Are all angels as compassionate as you? I'm not an angel. I was simply biting my tongue. Are you afraid of me then? I'm not afraid of you now. What are you then? I don't understand. I'm of the belief that now is not the appropriate time for me to allow my personal feelings to influence my actions. My task is to save Morgana. If I'm to be honest with you for a moment, I despise the man you are in the future, but I'm also equally frustrated at myself. You're right, the thing you did were inexcusable. You murdered innocents, you killed the woman who came searching for you. But on a personal level, what angers me the most is that you put blood on the hands of the woman I love. You put blood on the hands of the woman I love. I know very well that to you it's something you haven't done yet, but it was still your soul. It tears me apart inside that I couldn't return in time to stop it. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who wouldn't be angry to know someone that cared about how to receive that kind of treatment. I suppose. If that's how you feel though, aren't you interested in taking revenge on me? As I mentioned before, there are times when allowing your emotions to take the reins is the wrong course of action. This is one of those times. Seeking vengeance is the wrong thing for me to do right now. If I can eliminate Morgana's hatred, the three of your souls will be set free as well. So you're going to save me too? Yes, I am. I don't consider myself worthy of redemption, especially not after hearing about the things I will do. I'm a beast, true and true. A twisted, psychopathic monster. You were conflicted though. You struggled against the creature that dwelled inside you. It's true that you found perverted joy in violence and murder, but you also felt kindness, which caused a part of you to seek peace. And the same can be said of you in this time as well. If you actually were nothing but a beast, or rather, nothing but a man that derived pleasure in killing, maybe then I could have truly revived you. Then, you would be irredeemable, no matter what had turned you into that. No matter how much pain and suffering had driven you to that point. But your instability, your constant shifting desires, your mental frailty, all appear to me as very human traits. Tell me, how should I live my life from here on? What is it you want most? The easiest road for me would be the one I walk now, to continue being a killer. No fighting my desires, no resisting what's inside me. Would that be my salvation, to abandon my humanity entirely? I don't know what I should do, what I'm supposed to do. I'm at a complete loss about everything. I would like to believe that your desire to live in peace is sincere, and that's what I want for you too. It will be the most trying path, yes, because you will have to fight against your nature to stay on it. But we live in the human world. And you also have Pauline, who wants the same thing, extending her hand for you, inviting you to join her. So I encourage you to suppress your urges. Your life will not be easy for it, but I implore you to take the rocky road, for your own sake and for hers. Even if it means my entire life is built on a foundation of lies. Before today, I believe it was wrong not to be true to oneself. But as I listened to you tell your story, I came to realize that maybe there are exceptions. Yeah, I mean, if you have urges to kill people or hurt people, I think it is good to not be true to yourself. I think it is good to put on an act and not kill people. Some things you can, and possibly should, keep locked inside you, where they can't hurt anyone else. However, I also think you have a tendency to try and act too perfect around her, both in this life and the next. You cover up so much of yourself, you become an entirely different person. You can be your conflicted, imperfect self around her. The man you are right now, lost in trying to find his way. I have little doubt you'll accept that man. What you need most is restraint. I see. So tell me, do you think my future can be changed? I don't know for certain, so all I can do is speculate. But as you share the same soul, I expect that any changes you make now will be reflected in your future incarnation, somehow. I have my work cut out for me then. Pauline, she believes in me. She put her faith in the beast and went out in search of him. I cannot allow myself to be the kind of monster that would murder a woman like her. I have to change. I will change the future. You can do it. When my life here comes to an end, I vow to make my next one better. Thank you for listening to me, and for giving me guidance. I can't say I'm particularly suited for the job. Knowing that my words are going to influence the direction of another's life is an unimaginable amount of pressure. I don't know, I'd say you pull it off well enough. If you ever decide to quit being an angel, you'd make a damn convincing missionary. I have no interest in being a missionary, and as I've told you, I'm not an angel. That's too bad. I joined the Church of Michelle. Don't look at me like that. I'm just kidding. Good one. Now can I get angry at you? As I've been telling you, I'm an ordinary man, and not special in any way like you seem to think I am. You're not ordinary. You're different, but not in the same way I am. I wouldn't ask any normal man to show me how to lead my life. I see. Although, what passes for normal differs from person to person, I suppose. Just as I don't think you're normal, I'm sure there are people out there who do. Perhaps. Maybe they're just able to see my desire to be normal. Well, that's everything I have to tell you. You're going to want to talk to the Lord next, I presume. That's right. I'm going to convince him to hand over his key, and then I'm going to set Morgana free. I doubt you'll have much luck convincing him of anything, but I'll help in any way I can. I appreciate it. I'll get him to come to supper tonight. You be there too. Okay, I'll be there. If I could ask you one favor though, could you try to arrange that for as late as possible? That should be doable, but why? There's someone else I need to speak with first. Alright, I'll do what I can. Thank you. See you this evening then. Did I lead him to the correct path? Will he actually find redemption at the end of it? No, I made the right decision, even if he doesn't in this life. There's enough of a chance that he will in his next. One left and that's it. I'm almost there, Giselle. I've almost made it to Morgana. I've come this far. All that's left is to speak with the Lord. Stay focused, Michelle. The pieces I have still don't fit together yet. As Morgana told it, the Lord was a cruel man from the moment she first saw him. And he wasn't much different in the swordsman telling of events either. But does portrayal the full picture of what kind of man he is? Will adding his perspective do anything but amplify Morgana's hatred? And if he really is exactly the man he's been made out to be, then how do you explain his eternal struggles from the third door? Did his core personality change with the times? Everyone else I've met has been fundamentally the same though. Are you the exception? Jacopo? Morgana found joy in her life during her 3 years at the brothel. She wept about not being given the opportunity to thank them. So maybe Maria is more likely to be able to assuage Morgana's animosity? I'll have to hear what she has to say. Ugh, I can barely move my right arm. I can't feel my fingers at all. It burns. I managed this long, but damn if it doesn't hurt. Ugh. Wow. Are we gonna meet Morgana again? Why must you hand out miracles for nothing? Where is this? I don't think we've seen this background before. I know that voice. I'm looking up at someone. A woman. She's draped in black fog, and I can't make out many details. But even through the darkness, I know immediately who she is. She is Mother. No, she is not my mother. She is... Why would you even ask such a question, Mother? What? What do you mean she's not your mother? We're barely holding on as it is, my dear. It's not wrong to expect a little remuneration for her services. No, Mother, it is wrong. Miracles are not to be bartered for. God the Father does not charge for his miracles. So why should we, when I am only borrowing his power? Listen to me, Morgana. Oh, I see. This is Morgana, back when she lived at the village she was born at. Okay. Every time you give someone a blessing, you're hurting yourself. If not for the miracle itself, you still deserve some degree of compensation for the pain. I know you're concerned for me, Mother, and I appreciate it very much, but I'm happy with the way things are. I'm happy to be able to help others with my Heavenly Father's power. A power you won't have much longer, my dear, if we can't afford to keep ourselves fed. I'm a saint, aren't I? Yes, you're my sweet little saint. I'm surprised Morgana isn't in the list of people Morgana would want to... Sorry, I think I might have said that wrong. I'm surprised Morgana's mom isn't in the list of people Morgana would have wanted to, like, reconstruct and torture forever. Because she did sell her own daughter into slavery for money, so it's pretty bad. God will not forsake... It's definitely worse than anything Mell did. Yes, God will not forsake his saint. No matter how difficult it may get, he will always provide me a way to continue doing his work. And you're the mother of that saint, aren't you? Yes, that's right. I conceived you untainted by the hands of man, and you must respect his will as well, Mother. It must be our highest priority. You're right. That's wrong, my dear saint. And then she sells her daughter into slavery the next day. Mother, you agree with me. You said I was right. So why are you taking money from that man? Mother looks over a strange man shove me into a carriage. The look in her eyes sends a chill down my spine. I see her lips moving. She doesn't actually say the words out loud, but I can make out every individual syllable. Because you're worthless to me. Welcome, daughter of God. You'll be performing miracles for me now. And if you cooperate, I can guarantee you live more than comfortably. Miracles are not something to be performed for one single person's benefit. What? Miracles are not magic or parlor tricks. They are precious gifts granted to me by Father in heaven. Using his power for personal gratification is a grave sin. I will do no such thing. I entreat you to think long and hard about your actions. Do away with such selfish desires and dedicate yourself to helping the people. The power you have been giving was bestowed upon you by the hand of God. It is not your power. He is merely allowing you to make use of it for a short time. Pride is a sin. Please consider how you conduct yourself. You're an ignorant, insolent child, aren't you? I bought you. You are my property. You have no right to an opinion. That is not my opinion. That is the way of the world. As God. Silence. You're not here to talk. You're here to perform miracles for me and my guests. This is Jacopo, right? As I have already told you, I will do no such thing. What you will or will not do is my decision, not yours. The Lord says... Jacopo getting rage baited by a 9-year-old? I think she's 9 at this point, right? The Lord says with a sickening laugh, and then grabs me by the hair and knocks me to the floor. I beg him to stop, but he isn't listening to a word I say. Cheers, a saint's blood and good fortune for all. I stare vaguely out at the crowd gathered for the Lord's blood feast. Every time he has a guest, he throws another party, and every time he slices another part of my arm or legs open. It isn't long before they're an unsightly web of crisscrossing scars. The Lord sometimes has trouble deciding where to cut, but not out of any sense of sympathy for me. He simply thinks drawing blood from an untouched area of my body will make it more effective. The Lord strips me bare. Perhaps I'll use your stomach today, Saint. I should be able to get some nice pure blood from there. Stop this. Can you not comprehend that what you're doing is an affront to the Lord? I'm free to do as I wish with my property. Saint or not, you're no different than any of my slaves. The Lord is greatly displeased with your actions. Then use your miracle powers to deliver divine punishment on me. Go on. You can do that, can't you? Your soul will be punished. You may not see the effects now, but you will pay for your sins one day. Ha! You're not as threatening as you think you are, buck naked, girl. Give me that look, girl. I have no interest in taking that from you. You'd be lucky to find anyone willing to live with a girl covered in disgusting scars. Ugh. All I can do is wait and endure day after day of torture and shame, of the Lord searching for new places to stick his knife. My entire body, except for my face, is covered in reddish black wounds. Someone, anyone, help me. Get me out of here. Please, someone. Oh, Father who art in heaven, I pray for you to lead me unto deliverance. Father, your trials are much too great. And then my face fell off. Morgana. That was much clearer than the first time I saw it. Everything she felt, her struggling, her sincerity, her pain, and her voice. It felt almost as though I was the one going through it all. Huh. The Lord. I can understand why Morgana would bear such a powerful grudge against him, considering everything he did to her. Why would he do that, though? Is there some reason, some explanation for his actions? Yeah, I'm sure there is. To make this justifiable? Yeah, sure. Maybe he was being threatened by someone else. Ugh. I'm totally exhausted, like I've just spent the last several months having my blood drained again and again. My limbs feel like they have boulders tied to them. Just trying to get up to my feet makes me dizzy. Ugh, so cold. Ugh. She's probably waiting for me by now. I should get going. I have to do this. Move, damn it. Fighting against my body's attempt to succumb to gravity with every step through sheer force of will. I make my way to the courtyard. Let's stop here for now. Judging by the fact that Jacopo's story didn't really make me any more sympathetic towards him, I really doubt that Jacopo is gonna make me sympathetic. I really have trouble imagining what could justify doing all of this. This is pretty fucking insane. Man, crazy on Mell really is like the most innocent person in the entire story. Mell did nothing wrong. That's facts. Okay, let's stop here for now. I was gonna say something about Yukimasa, but I feel like I've already said it. Oh, okay. I'll say, like, for Yukimasa's like whole story, so me personally, just like my own beliefs, I'm not someone who really believes in like retributive justice. So like, while reading the story, I wasn't like, oh man, I hope Yukimasa fucking dies. I hope someone kills him. Like, I'm okay with Yukimasa getting a quote-unquote good ending where he like escapes with Pauline and lives a quiet life like for the rest of his life. That doesn't bother me. But what does bother me is like acting like the story we just heard would make Morgana like any less hateful towards him. Because if I was in Morgana's position, that story Yukimasa just said definitely would not make me feel any better. I not anywhere close. Mell's story would make me feel better. If I heard Mell's story, I would be like, okay, you know what, Mell? I understand. You were forced, you know, you had your hands tied. There wasn't really anything you could do. I understand. But Yukimasa's story, like, I have trouble. I would definitely still be angry at him, I guess. And I feel like it's going to be the same thing with Jacopo. But we'll see. Okay, anyway, yeah, I'm going to stop here for now. Alright, see you next time.